morning, so I'm going to give you guys a story time of why I'm banning my client from booking me ever again. So it was on a Tuesday that I had did my client's nails or whatever, right? So she had got these duck nails or whatever. So I did the duck nails. It was freestyle. She paid me for them, her toes, whatever. She said she loved them, right? So I'm going to show you guys the nails. So yeah, did those, and then 5 days later she texts me talking about her nails are popping off. So yeah, that's the original set that I first did on her hands and her feet. So she paid me for them, said she loved them, whatever, right? So like 5 days later she tells me that 2 of her nails popped off. So yeah, I didn't really give her a price or anything because I thought it was 2 nails that I was going to be fixing. I'm like, it's not that deep. It's just 2 nails. Like, that's an easy fix. Probably going to take me, what, like 30, 45 minutes. It's okay. So I didn't charge her anything for that. And then we went from 2 nails to 4 nails to 5 nails. So I'm like,
wait a minute. From 2 nails to 4 nails to 5 nails, yeah, something ain't right. This client, there's something that this client is doing or did that caused all them nails to pop off. At that point, it's not just, you know, to me at least, it doesn't seem like it's something that the nail tech did wrong. It definitely sounds like the client did something wrong, whether they got into it with somebody and it's just trying to get some nails, you know, repaired for free. But that don't sound like something that the nail tech did. This definitely sound like this is something that the client is doing wrong.
Like, okay, that's weird. Mind you, she's saying it's only on one hand. I did the same application, same everything for everything. That means all your nails should be popping off due to your toes. Some on the other hand should be popping off. So when she comes in, I look at her nails and, okay, this hand is gone. Clearly looks like it was like ripped off or something. And then the other side, her pointer finger had a straight crack down. The whole nail was cracked down the middle. So
you see what I'm saying? To me, that sounds like the client did something and she's trying to make it seem like the nail tech didn't prep her nails properly and did something wrong to cause her nails to not last. So yeah, this sounds like the client is trying to get something for free.
I was just like you must be being hella rough with your hands. Like, you know, you just saying that they're popping off. I feel like you're lying. So as I'm doing her nails, I do the tips, whatever shape, prep, application. Okay, before the application, she goes, oh, you could freestyle on that hand. Like, you could do it. You don't have to match the other hand. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how?
Really? Really?
How do you want it? Like I'm supposed to be doing the same as the other side. Like, so she was like, oh, you could just do whatever. So yeah, my nice ass, I freestyled something quick and simple.
This nail tech, I gotta give her some credit. Me personally, I would not have been doing that. I would not be doing no daggone freestyle. You gonna get the same exact design that you walked out here before you got them nails popping off.
So like, as I'm doing her nails, I'm noticing that she's taking pictures of like me doing her nails, right? So I'm like, you know, she don't ever post me or nothing. She don't ever like tag me in anything.
I've had clients where I've done their nails. They've taken pictures in front of me. They've asked me to do a video of their nails for them. But then they never post the video. They never tag me in anything. So I'm almost like, so then what was the point of me recording and doing a video for you and taking pictures? You know, I genuinely would love to know the answer to that. So if you're a client yourself and you do this, please let me know what the reason is if you don't plan on posting it.
Regarding her nails, so I'm like, so why do I go on my page and I watch her story and she posts this? When I tell y'all, this girl posts stacks of money and hella shit. When I finished her nails, she up and ran and jumped and flew and hopped about my motherfucking chair talking about.
So what I got from this client is that she trying to flex like she got it like that. So what she do, she intentionally breaks her nails and then goes to this nail tech and says, oh, I don't know what happened. My nails just fell off. Can you do a whole new design for me? And then takes a bunch of pictures and videos and posts it up and make it seem like she just came in for a whole new full set. I guess you gotta fake it till you make it, right? Oh my goodness.
When I tell y'all, this girl posts stacks of money and hella shit. When I finished her nails, she up and ran and jumped and flew and hopped about my motherfucking chair talking about some thank you and ran about my door like no tip, no nothing, just thank you, bye, and got the fuck going. So I was like, oh yeah, So that is the story time of why she's banned from booking, because I feel like she's lying. And not even that she didn't tip me. I don't require tips or nothing like that. It's just thinking like, damn, you know, I just did hella nails for you like for free and got you in and fixed hella shit for you, did a whole new thing. You would think somebody would be like, oh, then I'm doing it outside of my hours, like, but it's whatever. God gonna bless me. I don't be tripping off stuff like that. And I'm not the tech that's like hella rude or just like be tripping off fixing any, you know, I don't know. But yeah, done.
I hate that I have to make a video like this, but today I am breaking up with a client officially. She's done. You cut. And before anybody tries to come for me crazy, listen to the whole story, first of all. And secondly, if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're not a nail tech, please. And y'all left my nails not long because I would have been clacking up in this bitch. So I have someone who's been coming to me for about, I would say 2 to 3 years now, off and on. But every time she has scheduled an appointment, I am not lying. Every time that she's scheduled an appointment, she's either late or she's had to reschedule because some shit has been going on. And when I say reschedule, not reschedule to another time, reschedule to another day.
And for this reason, my friends, this is why, number one, I charge a late fee. And number two, I only allow one reschedule per deposit. This is the behavior that people do. I don't know. When you don't charge late fees and when you don't have a strict rules and policies, people always try to take advantage. So charge a late fee for sure. Cause I bet you charge that late fee, they not going to want to pay that extra money every time they got to come get their nails done. They going to make sure they find they behind and they in that chair on the time that they supposed to be in that chair. Number two, they not going to keep rescheduling because number one, if that one reschedule per deposit, okay, they got to reschedule that one time. If they call back and say, oh, I got to reschedule again. Oh, well, you got to pay a whole new deposit and book a whole new appointment. They not going to want to do all that. So people, I know a lot of people be frustrated and they say, why this hairstylist, why this nail tech, why this esthetician got to charge this deposit for me to make an appointment? This is the reason why right here. Please, guys, please understand. It's nothing against y'all. We're just trying to weed out the people that like to take advantage, you know? So that's all it is. That's all it is.
And then, you know, I have to rearrange some things. Now, let me give you guys like a little background on how my policies and procedures work. And this is all stated on the website and it's reiterated in the contract that my clients receive when they're scheduling an appointment. So after 15 minutes, okay, so clients have a 15-minute grace period. 15 minutes, no fee. After 15 minutes, you would have a $10 late fee. After 30 minutes, the appointment is canceled. And I think that's reasonable. If you're scheduling an appointment for 8 a.m. and you can't be there by 8:30, yes, it should be canceled. If you can't be there by 8:15, then yes, you should be paying extra because
she's absolutely right.
You're wasting people's time. And more importantly, for no call, no show. So if you do not call to let me know that you are not coming and then your don't be here, there's a fee. There's a $50 no call, no show fee. And that is also listed in the policies and the contract. Okay, cool.
I have my own opinion on that. For me personally, I just block people. So if you do a no call, no show, I just block you so that you're never allowed to book with me again. I'm not going to go into your credit card and charge you for anything additional. That's just my personal preference. I'm just going to make it where I'm never going to ever service you. And that's just going to be on that.
And when you are setting up an appointment, you're putting a card on file. That card is going to be charged your $10 deposit, which goes toward your service. And then you can also use that card to pay the remaining balance. Okay. The card is also put on file because if you do not come to your appointment, that card will be charged a no call, no show fee, right? This is listed in the policies and in the contract. So today, my client's appointment was for 8 a.m. She did not show up. She did not let me know that she was not showing up. I reached out to her 2 times before 8:30. So before the cancellation time, I reached out to her. Didn't get any response. Right now, it is 12:27 p.m. I still have not gotten a response, a call back, anything, letting me know, hey, I can't make it. This is why I missed the appointment.
And that, my friends, is how you get banned for life.
Such and such and such. Just like I understand that shit happens, you need to understand that I'm running a business. So if you are going to waste my time, if you are not going to be showing up, the least you could do, the very least you could do is contact me to let me know, hey, I cannot come. I don't feel like getting my nails done today. Whatever you got going on, it's okay to let me know that you cannot come. I'd rather you do that than do what I'm about to talk about. So not only did she not show up, when I went to charge the card on file, and I waited. I'm not one of those petty people, because I know some people who they'll charge the card as soon as 8:30 hits. No. I waited until the end time of the scheduled appointment. So I waited until 11:45 to attempt to charge the card on file. And the card is declining.
And honestly, that's why I don't charge anything additional. So me personally, again, this is personal preference. You don't show up, I'm not going to charge you 50% of the service or anything additional because of this reason right here. A lot of people are doing this type of stuff. They just put just enough for the deposit and then they don't have nothing else on the card. So it's like you telling them that you're going to charge 50% of the service or 100% of the service. You know, if there's no money on there, you're not going to get anything. So I don't even bother wasting my time. I personally don't do this. If you just don't call and don't show up, I'm just not going to let you ever book with me ever again. And your deposit, of course, I'm keeping that, you know. But yeah, that's just how I do it.
Because of her track record, I know that she was just trying to find a way to avoid me charging her for the no call, no show fee. And I would have respected her a lot more had she just reached out to me to let me know that she couldn't make it to the appointment. So for that reason, this client is no longer allowed to book an appointment with me. We're not going to play with my time anymore. We're not going to play with my kindness. We're not going to do any of that. So, yeah.
And I agree with you, girl. This is a valid reason right here.
And I'm going to just leave a message to any aspiring nail tech, any aspiring entrepreneur, any business owner, any artist who may have been in this position or who may encounter this situation in the future. Know your worth and add tax. Hella tax. Before I proceed, let me add that I'm only talking about the service providers who do their job well, who are respectful of their clients, are respectful of people's time. And yeah, those people. I'm not talking about the people who y'all got horror stories about. Not them. But yeah, to the choir that I was preaching to. All money is not good money. You do not have to accept every client. If you got bad vibes or, you know, you sent some bad energy from a client after one visit, it's okay to protect your peace. It is okay. To any
Yes. I at least I know it ain't just me. I agree with her on that 1,000%. 1,000%. Protecting my peace is very important to me. First impression is important. So if you get a client that comes in with the bad energy, you just know, yeah, this person gonna be trouble. Stay respectful, provide them great customer service, give them a great experience. Don't change nothing about you. You keep doing what you supposed to be doing. You know, give them a bomb set of nails. After that appointment, it's okay to block them. It's okay. Don't feel like, oh man, I need the money. Nope. Because God gonna bless you and you gonna get even double more clients than that. Don't put yourself or don't sacrifice your peace just because of money. Because you're going to drive yourself crazy. So I definitely agree with her 1,000% on this one.
Clients who wish to book a service with a hairstylist, nail tech, lash tech, blah, 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 especially if you're booking with a professional one, please do not play with their time. Set an appointment for a day and a time that you know you are going to be able to make it. Now, it's different if they, rearrange your schedule or something. They ask you to come at a different time or something. But if it's an appointment that you set for that date and that time, you need to make sure that you're there. So, yeah, that concludes my little rant, my little...
Facts, too. Some licensed professionals, they have clients schedule appointments with them. They don't respect the client's time and just want to show up whenever they feel like it. Guys, you got to stop doing that. As a licensed, business professional, you got to be professional. Like, first of all, you got to appreciate that person, out of all the other people that they could have chose to book an appointment with, they chose you. So be appreciative and say, you know what? I'm grateful for this client. Let me, make it a great experience for them, and just be on time, be professional, be kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like hearing the way people are getting treated nowadays. It's not fair at all. So yeah, that's something that definitely more licensed professionals need to be more professional and learn to be on time and just be appreciative of the fact that a client chose you out of all the other options that they could have had.
Story time. Send me some good healing energy. I'm gonna go talk to the lady because I don't like discourse in my life, especially like concerning my business and stuff. I don't need no qualms. I don't want that. So I'm gonna talk to the lady to make sure that I didn't do anything that was effed up in this situation. And yeah, I like reflecting. So I'm gonna reflect, but right now I'm talking about how the fuck I feel. So that's how I feel right now. And now I'm about to go reflect. Okay, y'all have a good one. Bye. Hey now, babe. So I have a quick story regarding the buffers. 2 different buffers. I don't know if you guys know the difference, but let me tell you a quick story. So when I was in nail school, I got my very first client that came in, and it was for a manicure. Okay, I was nervous, but it was a man, so I was thinking, okay, this is going to be, a little bit easier to do. So in any case, I did everything, soaked his fingers, we did all the filing, clipped the nails down, cleaned everything. I massaged his hands and everything with the lotion. And then it was time for me, not in that order, I'm just telling you what I did. But when it was time for me to buff the nails, I grabbed this. Like I said, I'm in nail school and I just thought this was a buffer. This is what I needed to do. So I started to like buff the nails or whatever. And then as I'm buffing it, I'm like, okay, I guess, it's just starting to give it like this little scratchy look. And I'm thinking, this is not supposed to look like this, So I'm just like, oh God, I'm starting to get nervous. My underarms is itching. I'm sweating and stuff. And
I remember those days in nail school when you have to take clients to get your credits. Oh boy, that was one of the scariest times of my life. Boy, I'll tell you that much.
Just like, okay, what do? I don't know why I didn't call for help. I guess I just didn't want to look like I didn't know how to do a manicure. I don't know. So, any case, I continued on. And so on this part of the buffer, I figured, okay, this is going to create my shine. I need to get that scratchy look off of there. So I started like buffing it or whatever, and it still wasn't doing, what I thought it was going to do. So I just, lotion, gave him a little cuticle oil, and I was like, okay, you're done or whatever. And then he looked at him and he was just like, oh, okay, they're normally a little bit shinier. And I'm thinking, okay, and he was like, but it's okay. It's your first time. I understand or whatever. But he still gave me a tip. The man still gave me a $10 tip. So I was like, okay. But when he
I was just like, I went to my friend and I was just like, girl, like what happened? Like the nails did not come out, you know, shiny or nothing like that. And that's when I found out the magic of this buffer. This is the buffer that I was supposed to use. It's a 3-step process. That 3rd step gives it that ultimate shine that looks like, you know, there's a polish on the nails, but they're not. This is what men typically like to have done to their nails. Women do too, but men because they don't want polish. But this is the step. This is the key. It makes your nails look so shiny and smooth after you do the manicure. But to this day, I'm still embarrassed by it. I cannot believe that my first manicure was horrible. But I don't know, you guys. I just had to tell you.
That's okay, girl. We all been there. Don't worry.
You guys that. Tell me if you guys had, or if you guys have any horror stories when you were in school or when you started to do nails. What was one thing that, like, oh my God, just threw you for a loop that you just did not know how to do? Let me know in the comments.
The time I got into a fight with a client and I lost.
Ooh.
Actual physical altercation. All over a dog. And the lady was 50 years old. So, story time on that. So I had a client, 9 a.m. came, she had an appointment. She came to get her nails done. I'm doing her appointment. I'm an at-home nail tech. I'm doing her nails and then I get someone banging on the front door. So I go to open the front door and I'm like, hey, it's my neighbor. And my neighbor's like, Angela, like the lady that came inside of your house, she has a dog in the car and it's really hot outside. The dog is going to overheat. So I'm like, are you serious? I go upstairs and I'm going to name this client Miss Renda. And I was like, Miss Renda, you have a dog in the car? And she's just like, oh yes, I have the dog in the car because he has a hardwood floor and after I get my nails done, I'm taking him to go get his nails clipped down and he's going to get groomed. I said, oh, well, Miss Renda, you can't leave the dog in the car. It's going to overheat. You have to take the dog out of the car. So me being the pushover that I am, she goes, well, what room can I put him in? Okay, he's going to come in here and mess up my hardwood floor. No, he can't come in here. So I have a leash. I can give you a leash. You can kind of like tie him up or whatever. You give him some water and that. So she goes and she ties him up in my backyard. And while she's tying him up, I just go back upstairs to my appointment, like my room. And then she comes upstairs. Now, I don't know where she ties him up at. I just know that I gave her the leash. She went out back and she tied the dog up and she gave the dog a water bowl. That's all I know. I went back upstairs. She's getting her nails done. Now she's back upstairs. She's getting her nails done and she's on the phone. And one thing I've realized about Miss Renda is that she may be a drug dealer or she does something illegal. But I don't ask any questions because come get your nails done and that's all I want to do.
Period.
That's it. So she's like arguing with her mom on the phone like, no, like the way my dad parked the car this morning, it seemed like he trying to set me up. And I'm like, what the heck is it about? But she's screaming. I work from home. My kids are in the house sleeping. It's still early in the morning. It's summertime. So I'm like, can you keep your voice down, Miss Renda? And she was just like, and was like, Mom, I gotta go. And she hangs up on her mom. So I just stay quiet and I continue to do her nails and stuff like that. I did iterate to her like my kids are upstairs sleeping. So she hangs up on her mom and I'm still doing her nails and everything like that. And then she goes, do you mind if we go check on my dog? And in my head, I'm like, oh, you want to go check on your dog now? You wasn't checking on your dog when your dog was inside of the car dying. Okay. But yeah, go ahead. Go check on your dog. So she goes downstairs. She goes to check on her dog. I don't know what had transpired. At that moment, I did not know what was going on. She comes up the stairs and she's flipping out. She's cursing. She's screaming. She's be this, be that, just going off. And as she's coming up the stairs, I get so nervous because she's yelling at me. I didn't know what else to do because she invaded like my personal space. I felt as if I had to hit her. Not that I would have wanted to, because when I tell you, I know that Miss Renda lives a different life than me. I did not want to sit there and fight this lady. So I swang on her and I hit her. I think that was probably the worst mistake I ever made because Next thing I know, we're fighting for so long. I don't know if I even got any punches in because I was just being dragged all through my room. I had acrylics on the walls. They were...
Oh, wow. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So clearly she didn't tie the dog up right. Now, okay. She should just be happy that this nail tech was even going, that she should be happy that the nail tech even allowed her to even tie her dog up in the backyard and gave a water bowl for the dog so the dog would have something to drink. That's number one. Number two, this is not even this nail tech's fault. If she says she had to take him to the groomers, so what she should have done was booked an appointment for that dog to go to the groomers during her nail appointment so that the dog would have been in a safe space getting herself groomed while her owner was getting herself groomed. You know what I'm saying? And that could have avoided all of this. So this client created this whole nonsense for no reason. This all could have been avoided.
all gone. They were all gone. My back was hurting so bad. And there was nobody there to break the fight up. And I was trying to fight her like it was my, like I was, like there was an invader in my house and I had to kill them because I knew my kids were there and I was losing. So it was very scary for me. At one point we stopped and was like breathing and she was still with me. And I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like my back hurts. Like she hit me in the face a couple times. It was like a lot. I hear someone banging on the downstairs while we're like still like staring at each other and she's still trying to talk to me and stuff like that. And what confused me was how we stopped what we were doing and both went down the stairs amicably. We go down the stairs. I open the door. This is during COVID time. I say to the police officer, how can I help you? He was like, oh, mind you, she came up the stairs because her dog was gone and she was pissed off. I forgot to put that in there. Her dog was gone. So being that her dog was gone, it was like she was mad. When I open the door and I'm talking to the police officer, I look across the street and I can see my neighbor with the dog in his hands. He had the freaking dog. Mind you, that means I just got beat up upstairs because my neighbor wanted to go into my yard and grab a damn dog. I tell the officer, I'm sorry, she just came in for a second. She drug dealer, she don't be snitching on nobody. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just visiting my friend. She said she had COVID. I just came and dropped off a little bit of medicine. I gave her a little test, blah, 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 blah. She still got arrested. You know why she got arrested? You can't leave a dog inside of a car, but then you also can't leave a dog on like asphalt, like hard, like hot asphalt. So, and then when they...
Okay. See, I didn't know that's... Okay, so see, we're knowing how the backyard is set up. I didn't know. I thought it had grass and all that stuff. Okay.
They looked up her name. I think she had a warrant for her arrest. I really didn't get into that because he kind of went off with her. But she got arrested. Mind you, she left her purse. She left the dog. My neighbor had the dog. And I never really understood like how or why I hit her. I did not mean to hit her. And then believe me, I didn't want to fight her at all. But she hits me up like 3 days later. And she's like, hey, I respect how you held yours. I understand like what happened, but I really need my nails finished. Man.
What? Then girl, you better stop at one of them local nail salons and let them finish your nails, because you won't be seeing me ever again.
You just dragged me in my whole entire nail room. Like my nail room is ruined. My back hurts. My face is bruised. I have scratches all over my neck. No. And then I was just like, I'm sorry, you can't come back. I do have your purse. What is your address so I can send you your purse? She was like, oh, what are you trying to set me up? Blah, blah, blah. So needless to say, at the time, I had to have Edward go and drop off the purse to her at a Wawa because I wasn't going to meet up with her. I was petrified. But, like, I don't know how that transpired. I don't know how it got there, What I will say is doing nails, I never expected me to get into an altercation like that. But it humbled me really quick and just showed me that I really do pick and choose my battles, but this one was uncontrollable. And ever since then, I've been on a road to recovery when reacting, because that was the longest fight of my life. That was the most painful fight of my life. And more importantly, it was the scariest fight of my life. I don't know why I thought I was going to die. So, yeah, just figured I should.
I'm so sorry that this nail tech had to go through something like that. No one should ever have to go through something like that. And, as a nail tech, there's, I've worked out of my home, as being a nail tech, and you have to allow complete strangers into your space. That's tough enough. And then in this case, this lady literally, you end up fighting this client in your home, like with your kids. Like, this is, yeah. I definitely shout out to this nail tech. I'm so sorry that she even had to experience something like this. That was definitely terrible.
Share my story time with y'all.
Y'all, I just got done doing this girl's nails, and she does not want to pay me. It's $100. It's $100. You cannot leave. You're not leaving without paying. I did your nails. Okay, well, let me cut them off. I'm gonna cut your nails off.
Okay. If you cannot afford to get your nails done, don't get your nails done. And then on top of that, people be wanting to get their nails done who can't afford it. They be wanting the most extravagant designs, drawings, rhinestones. They want the works, and they know that they can't afford it.
Let me cut your nails off then. Ma'am, it's $100. It's $100.
Nails that aren't even all that.
It's $100. It's $100. If you don't want to pay it, then let me cut them off.
I'm gonna call the cops.
Call the cops. I'll be waiting right here.
Come on, we gotta stop doing this. You know what? What people don't realize is when you steal from somebody, because yes, this is stealing. You booked a service, right? The nail tech wasted time and product on you to make your nails look very nice and pretty, and then you want to walk off without paying her. That's stealing, right? So when someone steals from you, just know that they will lose way more, because karma doesn't pick and choose who it want to come at. Karma applies to everybody. So please believe it that this person, if she really, because I don't watch the videos beforehand, I watch it the same time you guys do. So I don't know what's going to happen if she's going to end up paying, but if she does end up walking out without paying, please believe it that she will lose way more than what she owed this nail tech. All right. So this is why we got to be very careful in life at how we handle situations and what we do to other people, because what goes around comes back around.
Text the day before. I told you that your mini balance was $100. I'm gonna cut your nails off. Let me just get the clippers so I'll cut them off. You can leave when I cut your nails off. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. You're not leaving with nails. You're not leaving with nails that are done and you didn't even pay for it. Oh my god, y'all, I just cut her nails off and she left, but this was the worst kind of experience I ever had, and I'm so happy that I recorded this so that I could show you guys what the hell happened.
I'm so sorry that nail tech went through that. That was disgusting. Getting your nails done is not a necessity. It's a luxury. A lot of us, we want to be pampered. It's nice. It's nice to just sit back, relax in a nice environment and just have someone just pamper you. But you got to understand it's not free. At the end of the day, the nail tech has bills, that she has expenses. She also has to pay for products. Like, what I don't understand is that people are willing to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get their hair done. But when it comes to getting their nails done, they think that they shouldn't pay more than $40. Why? Especially when the nail tech is spending a lot of money on quality products. Like, just let that marinate for a minute. Because, I can just speak for myself. I don't use cheap products on my customers because number one, those cheap products that probably you get for like $1, they may not work as well as a good quality product. You know what I mean? So people got to spend money. So you got to understand, the nail tech has to be able to recoup some of the money they spent out and make a profit. They got expenses, So, we just have to respect each other. Just as I said earlier, licensed professional have to respect their clients and be appreciative. Clients also have to respect the licensed professional and just, respect their craft. It goes both ways. But I do feel bad for that nail tech that she had to go through that. Um, I think what we may have to start doing is making people pay before we finish their nails. And I know there are clients that don't like that, but this is why. See, every time when there's a policy in place is because of a nail tech having gone through an experience that warranted that policy. So a lot of times when you go to nail shops or, you know what I mean? And they say, oh, you got to pay before I even polish or do the design. This is why, because people try to run off when you finish their nails. And it sucks. It shouldn't even be like this. It really does suck.
Story time of when I thought my client had passed away right in front of me while I was doing her nails. So I had already prepped and primed her nails and I was going on the nail tips. I needed maybe like 2 or 3 more nail tips for her whole set, and she says I don't feel good. Once she says I don't feel good, she goes back and she stops breathing.
Oh no, I would have freaked out so bad.
I started panicking and her mom was right there, so her mom held her. Her mom was holding like her head, her body kind of on the chair, and I immediately screamed at my husband. I was like, can you come, like 911, like run. So he comes and he picks her up and puts her on the sofa because the mom was carrying like her dead weight. And I immediately called 911 and I was like, well, my friend, she's not breathing. I actually knew the guy that was the right. He was like, Gabby, right? And I was like, oh my god, yes. I don't even remember his name. I don't know his name. I feel so bad for it. But he was like, oh my god, it's Gabby, right? Like, I remember you from high school. That better not have broken. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, no, it's fine. I was like, oh yes, like I remember you. And I was like, he was like trying to make conversation. I was like, sir, my friend is inside, like passed out. Like I don't know what happened. Like we can, catch up later or never, but you need to attend her. So
she said, or never.
they come inside and they checked her and she was fine. She was like, oh no, I'm fine. Like I don't know, I just I passed out or and I was like, girl, you almost gave me a anxiety attack, a heart attack. Like, I almost passed out myself. And you're over here saying you're fine. They have her on the stretcher already. And I was like, well, I mean, let me know what happens. Let me know what's going on. Because I was scared. I was scared for her. I thought she had died. I thought she had literally died right in front of me. So that's why I had panicked, because she wasn't breathing. So yeah, they took her, and while she was in the hospital, I was texting with her back and forth. End of the story. She was fine. Maybe probably a little bit dehydrated, but I don't know.
Well, that's good to hear that the client is doing well and that everything is okay. That definitely had to be a very terrifying experience, but I'm glad that everything turned out fine.
But that was the scare of my life. And then she ended up coming back again, and she was like, oh, haha, like. And then she started telling me that the guy that I knew from high school was telling her, oh my god, I know her.
we went to high school together, and like he was talking about me and stuff. But mind you, he had the biggest crush on me back then. They were chit-chatting on the way to the hospital. So yeah, that was the story time of the scariest moment in my nail tech career, I guess you can say. She's fine, she's okay. She was just probably dehydrated. So yeah, let me know if y'all would like more story times like this. And my makeup's done. Now I'm just waiting for my other client to come in for her nail appointment.
What if you're done with the set and you don't like the color? What do you do then? Do you change it or is it extra? This actually happened to me when I was more of a beginner working from a Hispanic nail salon that was commission based. This lady had came in and she chose her color, and so I do her nail set. And then I finished the whole nail set and she decides she doesn't like the color anymore. And I'm sitting here.
Okay. With me, I'm constantly communicating with my clients constantly. So like everything that I do, I'll like stop what I'm doing and I'll show them. I'll show them and I'll ask them like, do you like this? How does this look? You sure you like it? Everything looks good? Because I feel like when you keep in communication with them, if they do change their mind, then you can at least stop, take off what you put on, and then just, put the new color on, versus like you just put everything on. Because sometimes the way the color might look in the bottle may not look the same on the nail, or like once you put it on the nail, you might realize, I'm not liking that, so what I'll do is I'll do like one finger, show them, let them look at it real quick, make sure that they are really, really happy before I proceed with the rest of the polishing of the rest of the nails. That's just me. Not saying that this couldn't still happen, but at least I feel like when you constantly are asking questions and showing them and all of that, I feel like it can avoid it a little bit. But yeah, yeah.
Like, this bitch is not about to have me redo her nails when she's the one who picked that color out. But since, like I said, it was a commission base, I could not make decisions for myself, because I would have been like, girl, you picked that color out yourself. If you don't like it, you're just gonna have to come back another day. Because how are you gonna pick your own color out and then expect the nail tech to change the color, basically redo your nails? Keep in mind, it was acrylic, and even if it was gel polish, you still have to.
Wait, what? Acrylic? Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, no. Okay. When it comes to acrylic, I like to also make sure that my clients see the color. So like I'll take a bead and I'll put it like on a tissue, or if you have, you do the swatches on the swatch sticks, you want to make sure that they see the true color and what it's going to look like, so that they're sure that they want it. Because yeah, I didn't know this was acrylic. She would have to soak all her nails off and put a whole new color on. In this instance, what she could probably do is, if the lady didn't like the acrylic color, she could have proceeded with filing and all of that, shaping, and she could have had the lady choose like a gel polish color that she could put on top of it. You know what I'm saying? That could have probably been, an option to resolve this particular issue.
To like file all of it off and then repaint it. But if it's acrylic, it's even worse. You have to do like basically a soak off and then redo the whole nail set. But trying to stay on topic here, if it was acrylic, what I would do, I would kindly tell her, I can't change your color anymore. One, you picked it, and two, I would have to do a soak off and do a new set, so you would have to make an appointment for another time. And you're gonna pay for it, full price. It's not my fault you chose a color you didn't like. If it was
See, I would have definitely tried to work with the customer. Yes, the customer did pick the color, and she waited until everything was done to finally say that she didn't like the color. But I would have tried to work with her. I definitely would have explained to her, that with acrylic, it's not as easy. You know, of course you would have to soak it off, but I would have, you know, came to some kind of, you know, compromise. Like I mentioned before, I would have definitely said, okay, you don't like this color, how about we put a gel polish on top? And I would have let her pick out a nice gel polish color and just paint it over the acrylic color. That's to me, that's the way I would have handled it. And if that client was like, nope, I don't, then yeah. Then she's just being difficult at that point.
Polish, I think I would still tell her she would have to book another appointment because my time runs back to back. I have appointments back to back. So for me to take the time extra and make my next client wait for me to drill off the color you chose so I could paint them all over again, no. So what happened in that scenario, when I was a beginner, the boss actually told her like, hey, well, you picked the color, right? And the lady was like, yeah, but in Spanish. You know how them older Hispanic ladies can be. She was like, sí, pero no me gustó, I didn't like it. So the boss was actually like, okay, well, since she already did the job, you do still have to pay, and you are gonna have to pay to change the color. I was like, thank God, because I still need to get paid.